Yeah, buddy. The boys is back. The real is back. The fastest rising show on UPR, the Smackdown Penitentiary. The originals are back.
You all ready?
Solid. The Mark Vick. We are here. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to
the Smackdown Penitentiary.
Now, Smackdown on the road to War Games. We had a lot going on. A really good, not even a, I don't want to say it's a dull moment on the SmackDown. I know we're kind of biased sometimes. We try to do the best that we can and hyping SmackDown up so we don't have a boring show. But in all reality, SmackDown was a banger. SmackDown was a banger.
It was.
Hi, Charmaine. Thank you for stopping by the Penitentiary. Make sure you get your commissary. So we had the first round of the U.S. Women's Title tournament. We had the OG Bloodline still trying to find their fifth. Sammy going around trying to recruit. Shinsuke making a hell of a comeback. Looks like he's going for the U.S. title. And then the new Bloodline, or Bloodline 2.0, I guess that's what we're going to call them, has one up on the OG Bloodline right now. And Jay tells Roman he has to make the call. And the call to end SmackDown, I'm pretty sure nobody expected what they expected when they got it. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the first of SmackDown, and we started off with Cody Rhodes in the ring, calling out Kevin Owens and what they're doing with Kevin Owens. This ticky tacky. I don't want to say chicken shit because apparently it's the authority that's holding Kevin Owens back, right? The authority is holding Kevin Owens back from making his appearances, so he has to kind of sneak in and get his licks in on any and everybody he can, which is, I mean, if Triple H is actually behind it, then this is genius. But if it's not and they're just doing this just to do it, I think it's pretty stupid. But this promo from Cody, I'm not going to say it's a boring segment, Chris, but it's one of the most underwhelming performances mic-wise for Cody because just the way that he talks up Randy, what is to come for this anticipated Randy Orton turn? If he's making Randy to be this great guy and calling the code man and had him on his shoulders when he won the title at WrestleMania, how do we get a turn from Orton in this way? Like, what reason would Orton have to turn on Cody, which is the biggest question? It's not an if, it's a when and a why. This segment, I thought it was necessary, right? And this is only to set up a face-to-face next week with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Your thoughts on the opening segment with Nick Aldis and Cody Rhodes?
Well, I mean, it was definitely a blast to the past, because it consistently was talking about, or at least bringing up the legacy days, why Cody Rhodes has such a fond memories of Randy Orton. And, I'm starting to think that Randy Orton as champion is not necessarily the direction, but Randy Orton as like an injured legend, because he's got legendary status at this point. Like, he doesn't necessarily need a championship, and if he does get it, I don't think it would be in 2025, maybe in 2026.
I need him to at least tie John Cena. See,
John Cena might break the record, though.
I don't think Cena's breaking the record. Not with Trips at the helm of creative.
Yeah, but he's certainly getting his big send off. So I mean, you never know. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Cena were to be the one to beat Gunther and take that title. You know what I mean? As opposed to Cody's title.
Well, I mean, the early rumor is that potentially Gunther is Goldberg's last match. I
possibly.
know
That makes sense.
there's still the possibility of Brock Lesnar. Now that WWE is 100% distanced themselves from Vince McMahon and anybody allegedly with Vince McMahon. So Brock he's kept his nose pretty clean since anything. So I would not be surprised if we did get Gunther and Brock, but it would probably have to start planting the seeds within the next month or two. I just think that in Orton's case, he should tie John Cena. I believe that while Orton's probably the greatest superstar that should have never made it.
Probably. But, I mean, it's in my opinion, it's a lot easier to just have him win the Rumble. You know what I mean?
But are you believing that an old? Thing. Well, never mind. I can't even say. I was about to say, can you even believe an old ass John Cena winning the Rumble? But we saw Edge do that shit. So,
yeah. I mean, Orton win.
Orton,
and then like instead of because
be more believable.
The thing is that like John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for that belt, just to have John Cena be a short time champion, in my opinion, makes no sense. If John Cena were to win Gunther's belt, you know, number one, it's a belt that he's never had before, and you know, it still counts. It still counts as like, you know, top championships because you know John Cena has his 17, but like how many different belts? You know what I mean? Like which one was it? Whether it's this one or that one, they all count. I mean, and like Ric Flair really has 21. You know what I mean? Like
I knew that was coming.
His shit is not really gonna be broken. You know what I mean? But for the purposes of a promo, you know, they need to do that. And now, like, look, hey, little man, how you doing? Welcome to the penitentiary. It's good to see you. You know, that's funny. The kid always shows up.
He just want lollipops, and I'm glad I put him here right beside me.
That's funny, man. But shit, Cena's never been IC champ. I know he was US champ because he had that spinner belt, but look at that, he's never been IC champ. Look at that.
That is true. He's never been IC champ.
But then, like, you know, look. Sometimes these things matter and sometimes they don't, right? Because we're getting new championships. About 2 years ago, Bayley was a Grand Slam champion. And she's not a Grand Slam champion anymore. Now that we have a United States, you know what I mean? If she wins that tournament, then she'll be a Grand Slam champion. What's my point in saying that? My point in saying all of that is just that sometimes like these records and the number of championships and things like that, after a while, you know, it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like nobody's talking about Bruno Sammartino nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like
most people don't even know who he is.
Exactly. Like you have to be I mean, unless you're Italian in Long Island, you know. But for the most part, no, I've seen his gear on eBay sitting there for years. You feel what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like, there's not a connection. It's not like, oh, I remember the Rock and Stone Cold type. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, I mean, as much of a wrestling fan I am, there's only so much old shit that I can watch as far as wrestling goes. Like when I can go back, of course I can go back to the 90s, I can go back to the late 80s. When it gets to the early 80s, 70s and shit, when that shit gets pixelated and grainy, I'm good on that shit. I can't. It's too hard for me to. It's way too hard for me to even try to get into that pause.
I mean, like even 90s is starting to look a little weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially
listen, they don't
nowadays
even.
when we have everything in 8K. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
can,
and they got those black bars on the side. It's
yeah.
annoying to watch. It really is annoying to
Oh,
watch.
you know how it is to like fuck around and like go get a VHS and put it in the VHS just to get nostalgic, but then you can't watch past 5 minutes because it's just like, damn, these
It's
fucking
so
lines.
terrible.
It's like, come on, man.
Oh man. So moving along with the night that was SmackDown, and I wanted to for everybody out there watching, I want to get into a commercial really quick. And I know it's really early for a commercial, but there's a purpose for this commercial, and it's strictly about the women's division. We had this conversation, and we said that we believe that SmackDown was the deepest women's division. It's not the most talented, it's the deepest, but I believe that the best women's division is NXT. But SmackDown is not very far behind. Guys, take a quick look at this commercial, and then we're going to get into the accomplishment that Bayley has gotten last night, and take a look at the bracket for the Women's United States Championship. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Smackdown Penitentiary.
We get, look, we get the lovely Elektra Lopez. Yeah, mommy, you getting some shine this week. I couldn't even talk too much Bailey talk this week. I didn't even get Bailey on my screen except for a promo. But you know I'm still going to talk about it. Elektra was, yes, listen, Jeffrey, Elektra was looking scrum-diddly-yumptious.
Facts.
Yes, ay, mami, ¿cómo está? Vic, give it to me. Tell him in Spanish when she get that, she get those nutrients. Talk that for me.
Esa mujer está buena alimentada.
Insert devilish grin. That's what I'm talking about. Moving on, we got look at Paul Prince on Jade.
Black excellent.
Black Girl Magic, the EST Storm, going against the Chucky doll and her partner Alba Fire.
Entire women's division needs a bunch of teams. When they had the NXT Women's Championships, like I was happy because I thought this was gonna mean they're developing teams. But then when they freaking pretty much just united them all, because all they're gonna do, like you said, they're gonna do this hot potato shit, but have everybody running around the different brands and then just promoting the title, and that that makes sense, but how long are you going to do that? Because all you're doing is building individuals. You're not building any teams.
That was a clip that we were talking about the women's division, specifically the tag division. And we were trying to see if there was, trying to predict if there was going to be more tag teams or how they can make these tag teams stronger. And I think by now they've done that across the platform of NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. But now shifting everything into the opening match, which was Candice LeRae versus Bayley versus B-Fab. And I'm not gonna lie, I was actually impressed with B-Fab. I get she has not wrestled a lot, but there's a reason why she has been signed or she's been kept. Right? If you're going to keep somebody like Candice LeRae, God damn it, you got to keep a B-Fab, right? Like, not everybody's 100% main event stars. That's fine, right? I have to agree, Jeffrey. B-Fab's entrance, it was. I thought it was great, right? And Chris and Steve, they like to do their thing in their shtick of, was there a pop, right? I'm not a pop person, but there was a reaction in the crowd, right? There were people clapping. There were people nodding to her music. There were people interacting. If you could get that in somebody's entrance, do you actually need the crowd to pop? At least they're doing something and they're not like on their phones. And if you want them, if they're on their phones, you want them pointed at you, right? So I thought her entrance absolutely was really good. Her entrance made her look like a star. It didn't look like she was trying to be fake or you know whose entrance I really hate? Metaphor. I hate Jakara Jackson and Lash Legends entrance. And the beginning part of it is really good, right? The lights is low and they got the two different colors. Cool. But it's when the lights come on and they're just doing all that extra shit, I can't stand that. But beginning of the part, I thought B-Fab was front, back, side to side was great. But getting into the match, I thought everybody held their own. In this oh god, in this instance, right? I think that Candice LeRae was just the weakest link. Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Find it. It's in your room.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that she was the weakest link, and it surprised me because I thought that B-Fab was going to be the weakest link. But no, she was very impressive. I just don't like. I didn't like this this ending. I didn't like this ending at all for Bayley to get this win. I didn't like it. It's a cheap roll up. Very sloppy roll up, if anything, but I don't know whose fault that is. I'm not really, placing blame or anything, but this was the reaction, and I was just like, damn, for her to wrestle her ass off and she got rolled up. This is similar to the way people felt when Selena Vega was getting a nice little buzz before she tried to go at Miami in Puerto Rico for Backlash, right? She got so close, but she wrestled her ass off.
Wrestling in Puerto Rico was so that she could wear.
Well, we get that, but I'm just saying the reaction of Zelina always coming so super close after she wrestles a really good match, surprising a lot of people, and I absolutely will think that B-Fab surprise and impress people. This is the reaction because she absolutely did. She wrestled her ass off, and she did it against one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time in Bayley. And we see LeRae, who just wasn't a factor in any sense of the word. But this is what it's all about here. This United States Women's Championship, a very beautiful championship with this white strap. I like the white strap. The white strap just makes it pop. And putting it on a female makes it look even better. Now, I want to take a look here at this bracket of the of the championship. I like what they're doing with triple threat matches. They're all triple threat matches, and it's all SmackDown. When you look at SmackDown's women roster in totality this way, as opposed to what we were saying with teams, it looks a lot more deeper than just tags, right? I mean, Bianca, Chelsea Green, Blair Davenport. Hey, we got a low budget Jamie Hayter sighting soon. Blair Davenport is going to be on your screen again, and in 6 days. And we got Jay Cargill, Meechin, and Piper Niven.
Dad, this is broken.
Okay, thank you. And then Naomi, Tiffy Time, and Elektra Lopez. All really good brackets. Really good brackets. Dare I say the final four? Jade, Bianca, Bayley, Naomi?
No, I get
Maybe? I mean, I see a lot of posts that says, well, Chelsea Green deserves this, or Naomi deserves this, or Meechin deserves this. But in your inaugural champion, don't you want somebody with some sort of pedigree? Like, or do you want somebody who most fans would deem as a mid-carder, so they get the mid-card title? I would personally want somebody with established championship pedigree. However, I would not mind if a Jade Cargill were to win this.
Oh, give her the TNT championship.
That's basically what it is.
Oh wow, wow.
I would
hmm.
not mind it.
I
But I still think it's too
honestly,
soon for a singles title run for Jade Cargill.
I personally think they should Chris Jericho this thing and give it to Bailey, and
Mm.
you know what I mean, like have her hold it for a while and elevate the title because Tiffany Stratton, in my opinion, is filler for this, even though this title could definitely serve her, unless they they do the rumored Netflix championship and give her that. You know,
No, is that a thing? That's a thing.
I mean, I don't know if it's a real thing, but sometimes rumors turn into things. You know what I mean? And like, look, this belt, it looks like it's going to be exclusive to SmackDown. I don't think they're going to do what they're doing with the tag
Naomi
team.
is a very interesting choice. I'm just so surprised that why has Raw not done a IC championship unless I will predict what's today? November 16th. I am predicting that mid-December or early December, Raw will announce the IC Women's Championship. The tournament will start and it will end. It will either end in the finals or the semifinals on the day that the day that Raw goes to Netflix. I mean, they're already pulling out all the stops for. They're rumored to pull out all the stops for Monday Night Raw on its initial debut on Netflix. Hopefully, after watching that Tyson and Jake Paul fight last night, I hope that Netflix can handle the live every single week because there was a lot of buffering going on for a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a fantasy.
And like you got 20
people watched.
Yeah, you got 20 people watching. They probably overloaded the servers, but on a weekly basis for Monday Night Raw, which they're probably going to get, maybe 1 million, 1.5 mil, 2 mil max is probably where it would probably cap out. So I don't think that we'll once again have the whole nation watching Monday Night Raw on Netflix, but us wrestling fans, a good portion of wrestling fans. So I definitely think that Raw will have something up their sleeve as far as that goes, but it's just the problem is Raw doesn't have this type of women's roster. They just don't. It's Liv. It's Liv. It's Rhea. It's Raquel, and that's basically it, right? So their women's division sucks, and Liv is a great champion to a division that has nothing, which makes her run kind of. But anyway, getting into the major accomplishment that the oh, you know what? I want to put you on this. Everybody in the chat, I want to put y'all on this because anytime that this beautiful, lovely, luscious, thick-assed, peachy keen, my shaved head queen, Bailey is on our screen, we simply would like to say hashtag I love you, Pamela Martinez. Now, my shaved head queen here, in which I want to let y'all know in the chat that what I just did there, I just took time out. I stopped the show to take time out in the show to stop the show to acknowledge Bailey, as I do every single week. Our fearless leader, executive consultant, said, that was not a segment. They told me that wasn't a segment. I can't get nominated for segment of the year. So, trash.
Well, I mean, he's kind of right because it's not It's
You want to know
just
why he's wrong? I Googled what is a TV segment, was a podcast segment. A segment is anything in a show that separates from the show, where the crowd has anticipation, participation, engagements, and they look forward to every single week. I've done every one of those things, and that is a segment.
How many people besides the people that agree about Bailey's cakes are looking at this as a segment? Everybody looks at this as your declaration. It's your declaration.
Wait, this is our show. Whose side are you on right now?
I'm telling you the facts, don't we? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm saying though, you know, give somebody else some love too. Like, if we're gonna give the segments, if we're gonna make it a segment, you know what I mean? Talk about Tiffany Stratton's cakes, Lash Legends cakes. Yo, listen.
Well, they don't have the pedigree of our shave head queen here.
Oh, okay.
I see. It's just me. Okay. It is just me. It's just my personal. It's my personal thing. But our shave head queen gets 684 wins in WWE, the most by any woman in WWE history. So she is currently tied with my personal GOAT and Natty, and that'll be surpassed next week or whenever she has another match. I don't know.
Natty probably has the most losses, right?
Natty's got the most wins, losses, the quickest match. She's got a couple of Guinness World Records that I don't think that most women will even crack unless they're one of the 4 horsewomen. But I think that this is very impressive, seeing as though Bailey had been injured and took a big chunk of her career, and she rarely takes off. She rarely takes breaks off.
Facts.
She rarely takes breaks off. So I thought it was pretty dope. But again, your winner is our shaved head queen, Bailey, advancing in the night. So
I hope she gets it. I hope she ends up winning it, and then somebody beats her for it in a short amount of time.
Is that your official pick?
No, I mean, it just makes the most sense. Like, it's especially for her. Like, it's a championship that she's never had. It's something that's brand new, and she's pretty much kind of like a John Cena at this point. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, for her, it would be like when John Cena won the United States Championship. And I would not be surprised if she does the same thing that LA Knight is doing and starts doing an open challenge. I would not be surprised if Bailey doing open challenges and pretty much elevating the title. Because look, that title hasn't even been defended yet, and like they're already selling it on Shop, right? So like, I think the best way, like for example, say hypothetically BFAB wins all the way to the end, the title would make her. She wouldn't make the title. You know what I mean? This title needs somebody needs to build up this title. And you know, I don't think that Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill need to build this title up because they're building up the tag team championships. And that's something that also needs to be built up. Tiffany Stratton has her thing already, you know, so that's why I think that Bailey winning it would be good. Now BFAB like taking that roll up, because yesterday that match was a BFAB promo. Like they made BFAB look real good in there, and I agree. And then mind you, like there's certain people that they just made look real good. Watch, I'm gonna say the same thing about Naomi later. You know what I mean? Because like they just made them look good, even though they didn't get the W. Like they looked fucking great.
Right before we switch gears, because we are talking about the women's predictions for this, which we're gonna get next Friday.
Chelsea Green, Piper Niven coming in and doing something, but Chelsea Green definitely. You know what I mean? She's somebody that can elevate that title as well. If she would have won, and she looks good with a strap. Like, you know what I mean? Putting a strap on Chelsea Green is only money. No.
Yes, let's give her a strap, not a strap on. I low key think it's Bianca. Because what if we do get Bianca versus Jay for this championship? I mean, they're already planting seeds, for the dissension of these two ladies.
I mean, I think the seed is Bianca versus Bailey, because Bailey and Bianca still got beef. You know what I mean? You saw a little bit of that when Naomi was coming out. You feel me? Like, but Bianca is a grudge holder. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she got reason to everything that happened with her and Bailey and damage
Well,
control.
yeah.
But
I get that.
But like breaking up, because like in my opinion, breaking up Black Girl Magic, at least now, is not a good idea. You have to treat those girls like the New Day. You know what I mean? And Naomi and them, you got to treat them like the New Day and freaking ride them to the top. Breaking them
If they
up.
do lose those championships, it's going to have to be to an actual established team.
All right, that's fine. They can lose the championships, but the thing is, it's just that
once they lose those championships, they're done. They're broken up.
I mean, no, but the thing is that look, they showing love to Naomi, and Naomi is not even a part of them. You know what I mean? Like, if they don't necessarily need to break up. You know, they can do single stuff, but they don't necessarily need to break up. Like, listen, Kofi had the whole New Day with him. So did Big E. I don't see why they have to break them up like that. You know what I mean? There's no need for that. And then I hopefully see Montez Ford get there to where they don't have to break up the Street Profits just so somebody can go get singles. I don't think that's necessary. You know what I mean? I mean, like, look, they might be doing that with DIY right now, because that might be the only story that they have. You feel me? But like, I really don't think it's necessary to break these girls up like that.
Oh, it's gonna happen. I mean, the premier match is Bianca and Jade. I don't know if we'll get it at Vegas for Mania. It's definitely Mania worthy. But
see, I don't know, because Bianca's the one carrying the team.
What do we got?
Sorry, I'm yawning and
you definitely
but the thing is just that, like, look, if hypothetically, if Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were to have this match right now, Bianca Belair will wipe the floor with her. Straight up, Bianca Belair will wipe the floor with her, because Bianca Belair is more athletic, has a better moveset, can do more things, and has more experience. So, you know, more than anything, Bianca Belair is helping to build up Jade Cargill. You know what I mean? I think that if that would have happened, they should have like a long story, and that should happen down the line.
Right after that, we get we get LA Knight defending his United States Championship. But even before that, we got LA Knight, Sami Zayn going to try to recruit LA Knight to be the fifth member of War Games, which is kind of weird, right? It's like the people that they're trying to recruit, the bloodline already beat them down. Roman has already beat them down. So, and then you get the night, you don't even get Jimmy or Roman to do this, or even Jay. It's Sammy, because Sammy's cool with everybody, right? Sammy wasn't part of this bloodline with, was he? No, it was not. I don't believe he was. In the chat, was Sammy part of the bloodline when they Roman faced LA Knight? I don't believe so. I want to say, I want to go with no. I'm going to go with no. It's my final answer. So to send Sammy out there to do the dirty work, no. So, which I think is a really cool thing that they did. I wonder if it's just for him, but looks like LA Knight's got a custom strap with a bunch of LA logos on it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I'm not.
Me too.
I often don't like straps too much when they have print on them. Like a lot of those legacy belts from WWE shop. Like I don't like a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a fan of stuff on a strap, but I feel like this works. This is a nice design for LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if it's just for him, or is that going to be a thing going forward?
No, that should be just for him. I mean, you think about it. The leather strap is the easiest part to customize. You know what I mean? They have the white ones for women and black ones for men, right? But if you take the plaques off, like, you know what I mean? Look, they have Cena was the last person to get like a full thing, right? So like after that, and then before that, it was Austin, and they made one for The Rock that they never released. But that whole process is just a lot. So then they go to the side plates. So everybody gets their custom side plates, right? But the belt remains the same. But now everybody will probably just get a different strap. Like, look, when Tiffany Stratton wins, I would not be surprised if she gets a pink strap.
That thing is pinked out. It better be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But the thing
out.
is, it's just that like that part of it is easy because all you have to do is just unscrew it just the way that you do the side plates. You know what I'm saying?
I hated Bray Wyatt's belt. Daniel Bryan,
he barely used that belt too. Because the thing is, it's just that he came out when he was a champion. He came out with the blue belt more than anything. He introduced the blue belt.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like, it's like he had that belt for nothing. Because
I definitely did like Daniel Bryan. His little hem belt with it looked like Flintstone fucking stones and that shit. I loved it. It's just not something I would have bought, but I loved it. I loved the look of it.
And then what happened at 35? They went right back to the black. You know what I'm saying? Right back to the black.
What up, George? George checking in. Yeah, we talked about B-Fab. That was one of the first conversations of the night. We liked it. We like what we saw from B-Fab so far. Yeah. LA Knight has an open challenge, and Santos Escobar comes out, and basically LA Knight tells him, we've already done this dance, back in the line, yada yada yada. Humberto then gets called out, and LA Knight references Humberto's legendary father and says that he can't call him daddy, but Elektra Lopez can. And Elektra Lopez, ay mami, como está? No one has to know, baby girl. Oh my gosh, man. We got Bailey and Elektra Lopez on the same show. That never happens. It's either one or the other, but they pulling all the heartstrings. They pulling all the heartstrings today for me. So this gets us into an impromptu match between Humberto and LA Knight. And honestly, the match was weak. Well, you know what? The match was not weak. It wasn't weak. Humberto did wrestle a really good match. I will say Humberto wrestled. I didn't like LA Knight's involvement of the match more than anything.
LA Knight is literally helping get people over right here. Because like, when was the last time we saw Humberto in a singles match?
Not since he was on Raw.
Facts. And mind you, he literally just got some TV time. Like this is Humberto getting his Candice LeRae right now. Like,
I like that.
That's what's happening right now. They're giving him some TV time because people might have forgotten who he was.
Are you saying they're keeping Elektra around for her looks? Do you know who Elektra Lopez is?
Yeah, she's Sunny.
Do you know Elektra Lopez golded in fucking AAA and Mexican? What are you talking? Like this is what I be talking about. See, this is what I be talking about.
So why is she not in the United States Championship tournament?
She is.
Oh, I didn't peep that. Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
she's in a
My
tourney.
bad. She better
Um,
be, because I mean, like, yo, because right now she's just looking like, like Sunny. You know what I mean? And she's straight up. She's just looking like a straight valet. You know what I mean? Even Sensational Sherry did more than she did. Feel me? So like,
this this was the best part of that match.
facts.
The fact that it was over, and Shinsuke with this look, fire. I don't even know what this was. It was like some sort of Judas effect. I don't even know. Some kind of
No, it was the Kinshasa, but he did it on some. He did it on and mind you, he came out looking like the Crow. So I wonder what heel direction they're gonna go with him now.
This was an undead look that he's had before.
Okay.
When you've I forgot what they call it, but it's in the culture of you know what, I'm not even gonna try because I will butcher this and somebody will be like, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You're right, I don't, but I just know this is part of the culture.
I mean, hey,
if he goes
he
forward
just
with
looks
this,
like the Crow right here. Like,
if he goes through with this look going forward, I'm cool with this. I'm absolutely cool with this. LA Knight is left lying. Yeah, thank goodness. Is it really called Japanese sick? I don't know if Chris is trolling or not. So
he usually is. So you got to make sure.
Why is she not wrestled? Okay, Chris, because I got to keep using this analogy every single time. I guarantee you, not everybody was used if they weren't Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Mankind, Undertaker. If they weren't used every day, they weren't used every night. We're not in that era no more. If there's a spot for you, there's a spot for you. Obviously, looking at this, the span of the women's division, there's not a spot for her. So what is she? She's also a manager. Let her manage. What's the problem with that? I'm not.
I mean, where all she's doing is managing, because that's my whole thing with BFAB before, because we haven't
Trish
seen
Stratus
her.
did it too. Stacey Keebler did too.
Yeah, of course. But but hey, listen, Trish Stratus was part of TNA, and she was a damn women's champion. You know what I mean? She didn't freaking wrestle once a year and then manage the rest of it.
Well, hold on, and maybe she did, because there was not a lot of women on that roster back then.
No, that's true. That is true. But my point is just that, like, she was doing the double. You know what I mean? Like Rhea Ripley set a precedent here. You feel me? Because Rhea Ripley was managing teams and also a freaking champion. The same way that Liv Morgan is doing right now. So, for the rest of them, there's I don't see, I mean, like, even the girl in American Alpha, you know what I mean? Like, she's there because she's a pretty face and she's beautiful, but her wrestling ability isn't the best, but she still wrestles. And look, I forgot her name. You know what I mean? You know who I'm talking about. The Otis's little girlfriend. Otis's little girlfriend now, the one that's an American Alpha.
Maxine Dupree.
Exactly, Maxine Dupree. Like, she's there because she's a pretty face. You know what I mean? She took LA Knight's name, and LA Knight went to become LA Knight, and now she's, you know what I mean? But she's terrible at wrestling. You know what I mean? She even got booed off the stage, and Rhea Ripley had to defend her. You feel what I'm saying? But like,
we're not gonna fall for this, Chris. I'm just gonna need you to do your homework before you keep spewing off this bullshit that you often do, and just Google her credentials. That would actually work great for a consultant like yourself. Moving on, we see Sami Zayn comes back to the bloodline. And okay, Chris, you got it, dude. And he tells them
they would put her in the ring if she was. That's true.
We just saw Candice LeRae get put back in the ring. Come on, you can't be this naive. I know you're not this naive, Chris. You can't be this naive.
Candice LeRae has been around for
And she's been around for a long time.
She's a speed champion.
Let's not act like Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Charlotte all played second and third and fourth fiddle to the divas, to Nikki Bella and Brie Bella and AJ Lee. Come on, let's not act like that. Let's not act like they didn't play second fiddle. Come on, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that, Chris. Don't do that. You can do that on Raw, whatever y'all do over there. Sammy tells Roman, it's not looking good. And as they are discussing the problem that they're having, we get Solo and his bloodline on the screen. I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, all right, what are we going to do? And then all of a sudden, little big brother, as T.I. was referred to in ATL, he comes out there and it's time to go. Like, look at the look. Look at the look at everybody's like, oh shit. Look at Sammy look scared. Jimmy look concerned. They all scared right now. And I don't even think they scared. They scared because they don't know what's about to happen to them. I don't think they scared of what Roman's gonna do. They're scared because they don't know what's about to happen to them.
I mean, I like how they're all wearing the same shirt.
That I thought, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that they were going to give Sammy a different shirt, but I like it. I liked it a lot.
It's not honorary use this time. It's not people wearing their own shit, like, you know what I mean? It's all, it's like they definitely all together. Now, this whole thing was interesting because, you know, that whole thing with Seth Rollins, it was just like a no, and they try to eliminate him, but I don't see anybody else. No. I really don't. And mind you, like, this whole thing, well, we'll get to it before I start jumping. But
I'm trying to get this one view here. And okay, there we go. Everybody, they all kind of are lined up, sort of kind of alongside their personas, right? Like right hand man, tribal chief, jokester, right? The only ones that don't line up is Sami Zayn and Jacob. That's the only ones that don't line up. But for the most part, everybody else lines up exactly with their counterparts, right? And we got listen, this is a really good the problem is we fucking knew what was going to happen because people cannot shut their mouths and everybody has to be the one to quote unquote break the news. So and it's kind of no way to avoid it most times. I know Mike says like, oh, I ain't see that shit on social media. Bullshit, because I saw it and I wasn't even looking for it. I'm just scrolling on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and I see a big ass graphic. 5th members already picked. Well, great. Who's the 5th members? The pictures are right there. You can't avoid it, right? And a big fan, a big advocate of Bronson Reed. I'm sorry, Big Bronson Reed. And you can say, I don't know who the 5th member is. No, Big Bronson Reed made his he's big. Like big people just be throwing their weight around. Like, and it with no regard. No regard, they just be throwing their weight around, man. The way he just flopped on him, look at Roman again, selling. Roman selling like, my back, spinal, my back is broken. This would be a hell of a matchup. This would be a hell of a matchup. So Bronson is the 5th member, and we already know who's going to be the 5th for Roman. Roman has to do the talking though. But I don't even think that it's gonna. This is, you know what this is, and y'all heard my kid. This is Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso recycled from last year. The only way that Drew could get his hands on Jey Uso is if he joined the Judgment Day War Games team. The only way that Seth is going to be able to get his hands on Big Bronson Reed is if he joins the Bloodlines War Games team. So I don't like that they took this route. I would have been fine. I would have been absolutely fine with 4-on-4. There's been 3-on-3s, there's been 4-on-4s, there's been 5-on-5s. And we talked about this
though? Here's the thing
on the top 5 War Games teams draft. Go ahead.
I think they're gonna do a Shield spot.
Oh, for sure.
On Solo Sikoa. You know what I mean? Like the way they did it to Paul Heyman at Madison Square Garden, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. You know what I mean? I also think that's probably one of the reasons why Paul Heyman is being brought in now. But I mean, as soon as Bronson Reed came in, then I was just like, oh, okay, naturally, that's the way to bring in Seth Rollins. Because it makes sense, because like it also keeps the drama between Seth and Roman, which is like, I always felt like it's super long-term booking. Like I think those two are going to clash somehow, some way, and just bring it back to the Shield. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know specifically how it is that they're going to do that, but clearly, like everybody can see that it's going to be Seth Rollins. So like, it's cool, because I think it definitely has some. It'll definitely have some Shield nostalgia, and then Bloodline stuff. I mean, because then the other thing is that, like, I don't think it should be anybody who was trying to dethrone Roman all that time, and I don't think Seth Rollins was one of them. Because like Sami, like you could have looked at Sami Zayn, and he probably, the first person he probably would have thought of was Kevin Owens. You know what I mean? But Kevin Owens ain't doing shit with the Bloodline. You know what I mean?
Now we only got Seth. I mean, since Tribal Chief, we got Seth and Roman at Rumble, when Seth had the mind games on Roman, and then we got of course this past WrestleMania. But other than that, they've not really. They've been on different shows, so they've not had to interact with each other. This is the part where you see Roman's he looks defeated, and Jay tells him, make the call. And who did he call? We'll get into that a little bit after we talk about the tag team championship match. Before that, I am in Summit, and it's time for a commercial break. So we'll get into the last 2 segments of Friday Night Smackdown right after this clip here.
Executive consultant, you sound stupid. For 3 years, you sat here and you acknowledged the one and only, the OTC. Everything you're saying is asinine. Not only you don't believe that shit yourself, God don't believe that shit.
Just a second.
Okay? No, I'm not done. With all due respect, just a second. Thank you. Your opinion doesn't matter, because the fact says, the shirt says OTC. So therefore, the company, he's the one true and only tribal chief. Second, to what you did say is true. Roman is the heel. He ain't gonna apologize. He don't need to apologize. He's Roman fucking Reigns. Everything you're kind of saying is kind of right. He brought in new people. There would be no. I learned this from you. There is no main event. There is no night 1 main event Uso Tag Team Championship match if not for Roman Reigns. You're a front runner. First it was Roman. You went viral for how much you were screaming about your tribal chief on SmackDown. You remember that? Almost 3 million views. You remember that? Of course you do. I just saw this utterly rhetoric bullshit that was being spoken. I had to come in here and say something.
The person who is the true tribal chief has this, right? And this is being worn by Solo Sikoa.
Okay, so when do you think they're going to have this Will of Fowler fight?
They want to have
Does this make me the tribal chief?
All I want to know is
it wasn't given to him. It wasn't given to him. It has to be given to you. It has to be bestowed upon you by an elder in the family.
Who's the elder from the bloodline?
Solo.
Exactly. So everybody's an elder, and they gave it to him. That is your Solo. That is your tribal chief. It is Solo Sikoa. Just a second. You do the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. You said it yourself. Solo's out here on a world making Hall of Fame tour. He's beating all these world champions. That's what Mike Knox said, right? 3 X's because he's hardcore, because of the Mike Knox show, brought to you by Mike Knox, presented by Mike Knox, hosted by Mike Knox, directed by Mike Knox, produced by Mike Knox, watched by Mike Knox, written by Mike Knox, screenshotted by Mike Knox. So that's what you said. I'm bringing up what you said, sir. So yes, when I sit here and tell you that Solo Sikoa is your tribal chief, guess what? I got it from, hear me out, I heard it from Mike Knox.
That was a clip from last week. Mike Knox and EC filling in for me as I was celebrating my baby boy turning 4.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, it's oh Lord, I didn't even think that I could be a big on daddy, but somebody instilled me to be a daddy. The tag match we get Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns. Really good match. Really good match. For those who still are not on the Motor City Machine Guns train, so to speak, what's it going to take for you guys to actually look at them and know like they are one of the best tag teams to ever grace the earth? Definitely top 3, top 4 in TNA. In TNA's history, but for right now, where they are in WWE, I gotta say I like their spot. I like their spot.
Well, I mean, they're the modern day Revival.
Revival?
Yes. If they were, I guarantee you, if they last in WWE for a year, get a couple of championships, and then go to AEW, they'll get the hugest pop over there.
Well, yeah,
they can become FTR.
Seconds.
No, but they
AEW
can become FTR because look, FTR was bigger than they ever became post WWE, like huge. You know what I mean?
Revival was just boring.
No, but when they were boring until they became FTR.
Oh yeah, FTR is definitely I like that. Top guys out. I love that. I love that.
See what I'm saying? And I think that the Motor City, and because the thing is that FTR, they're respected for having good matches, like the Young Bucks. You know what I mean?
They are one of the last old school teams.
Exactly, and that's what Motor City Machine Guns is as well. You know what I mean? Even though they do a lot of flips and flops and a lot of stuff, but like they've been around for a long time, and. You know, and look, you know who else gets that? The War Raiders, right? So the War Raiders, they just went back to being the War Raiders, but they're known in the indie scene as the War Raiders. Like, I think that Triple H, especially now with this WWE ID stuff that they're doing, I think that they're certainly deviating from just creating a brand new thing like the Viking Experience. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if they would have repackaged the Motor City Machine Guns. I think that would have been bad for them. You know, I mean,
I am actually surprised that they were able to still. Well, no, because if Vince was still in power, they would not be known as the Motor City Machine Guns. But the simple fact that they have machine guns in their name, right? Some people are sensitive to that type of like. I didn't think that they were going to be called the Motor City Machine Guns when they debuted, but they're having a really good match, and it looks like they are on the brink of losing as the Street Profits are just got done doing two other tag team moves. Montez is on top, and he gets pushed by Ciampa, who's doing his best Triple H 2002 rendition with this leather jacket and these tight ass pants and these boots. And he just comes, he's pissed, and I like it.
Yep,
I like it. I'm sick of Johnny Gargano anyway. I always thought Ciampa was the more talented of the two.
I mean, Johnny Wrestling is.
Honestly, I hope they break him up.
Well, I mean, no. The unfortunate thing is that Johnny Wrestling is just big in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like he's respected in NXT, but like when you go around, like he just pops hot heavy in Cleveland. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because he's like, you know, the hometown guy. But yeah, I mean, at this point, Johnny Gargano is just giving Brooklyn Brawler, you know. And then Ciampa, I feel like they're rushing. I feel the same way about the Motor City Machine Guns as well. Like, if they got another 10 years with these guys, they're lucky. You know what I mean? If that, you know, if they got another 5 years with these guys, they're lucky. Because, like, yo, Ciampa's been hurt. Ciampa's, you know, he's already. I think he's already 40. You know what I mean? So, like, the guy doesn't have that much time left.
No.
You know, as far as you know, and they've all been in the business for a really long time. So whatever it is that they do with them, they got to do it now. And if Ciampa's returning to become a Blackheart, we'll see. We'll see how far that goes. Because I mean, it did him well in NXT. It really did. Like that was his best run. But he hasn't been able to come back to that. Come back to the days where, like, you know, look, yeah, he's 39. Look at that. Yeah, I'm not saying that he can't. He could. I mean, he could pull a Mike Tyson and come back in 20 years and have a match. But my point is, it's not going to be as what he is now. You know?
Yep. Going into the main event of the night, we got the in-laws or the sibling. We got the cousins. They're cousins.
Yeah, that's true. They are.
We got the cousins. We got Naomi versus Nia Jax. Little cuz versus big cuz.
Mm-hmm.
Nia's the big cuz, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, see, now I mean, shit. I mean, could you imagine if Naomi and Nia Jax were the fifth person and they did like a thing? Yo, it would be crazy. Could you imagine if that was the case, bro? Or if the bloodline just came out like during this match, and then all of a sudden they were just like, "What the hell?"
They just still don't. They don't even acknowledge all of them as one. So I think you still have hope for that, but I don't think.
I would love to see that. Like when they did those intergender matches a couple years back with these random teams.
I think they need to bring them back. They
should. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought Rhea Ripley was opening the door for that. You know what I mean? But
I think it's still time. I don't. You know what, Chris? I would agree with you. I'm not going to say I don't think her title run is underrated. I think it's underappreciated.
I mean, you know what?
It's going to be one of those things. It's going to be one of those things where you look back and when she's done or she's not the champion or she's retired, you'll look back and say, "Damn, Nia really did give us some good work." I would put the same. I would echo that same sentiment to Ronda Rousey and what Ronda was trying to do, right? Like for all the flack that Ronda Rousey got for what she said about the business, she still drew money and she still gave us some really good. She gave us some good spots. She gave us some good moments, and I mean, her influence was quick, it was impactful, and it was gone. So
you know, it's funny.
Nia's also had an impact on her second go round. Go ahead.
It's funny because I ran into Ronda Rousey the other day, but I didn't realize it was her because I was moving fast, and she was pregnant. And like, you know, it's just moving through the streets in New York. She was here for something. I don't know.
Well, you said Ronda?
Yeah.
Did she have those big ass glasses that are too big for her nose? Oh, I love it.
No, she was like wearing a summer dress, right? But the thing is that she was clearly very pregnant. But when I first saw her, I didn't recognize her because you don't see her pregnant. You know what I mean? And then I looked back and I was like, "Oh shit, that was Ronda Rousey." You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes, bro, in New York, like, you know, people just walking around.
I agree with this.
And just walking around, and you know what I mean. But
I fucking hate her husband, man. Oh god.
Oh yeah, that's true. Makeup was all over. No, yeah, but anyway, This right here, though, and I was gonna allude to this earlier. This made Naomi look really good. Like she was Trinity Fatu in this match. She was the Impact Knockout World's Champion. Like she was going in this match. Like
Yeah.
it was the main event. Like they really let her shine here. And to speak on Naya's reign, shit, I think she's having a much better reign than the first one when she was doing that bullshit with Alexa Bliss. Straight up. So like, yeah, I think she's doing real good here. You know what I mean? And then we'll see. And like, Candice LeRae, she's giving Candice LeRae some TV time. You know what I mean? Like, she could use all of it.
So they definitely are planting the seeds for the War Games.
Yeah, I was gonna wonder how is that gonna work for the women? Like, who's, you know what I mean? Because they have the United States Championship, that they're doing. That's pretty much gonna finish at Saturday night main event, right? But
yeah,
they haven't really spoken about War Games for the women, and that's in less than 2 weeks. So
it's definitely coming based off of everything that's been happening on what happened on Raw, as well. Because I mean, Naomi had no reason to be on Raw. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. But that's how you can tell that they're setting it up. I would say it's going to be Naya's Queen's Court, versus was it Bianca Bailey? No. Whoever was on, Bianca, Naomi, Io, Jade.
That makes sense.
Whatever we ended the ring, those ladies, on Monday. I can't even remember. It feels like Monday was 2 weeks ago. I can't even remember.
If Io Sky and Bailey are on the same team, that's weird. Because they were literally Mania opponents, and like, but then they're still having Bianca, like upset with Bailey too. So I guess I don't know how that would work. I mean, unless Alexa Bliss comes in, you know what I mean, because people been teasing that too about Alexa Bliss, but we'll see. Because I just really think it's just gonna be like a 5-on-5 tag that they just mash up out of nowhere.
We do not know if Rhea's going to be healed from an orbital. That takes at least, I don't know, like 2 months. It would be cutting it pretty close. She might wrestle with a face mask if she does, but I would not want an early. I don't think that Rhea needs to be in War Games. Don't blow this feud on a War Games match. I don't think it does anything for the feud. But forgot I kept this picture here because Naya got the curls. Know the slogan? Love the curls, need the curls, can't do anything without the curls. I just want the curls. We got the curls.
Nice.
Now, moving on to the last part of the night. Roman is in which we got a rare EC, you said Roman did close the show. You said earlier that Roman did not open or close the show. He did close the show. And this is classic. This is classic Roman. Actually, this is not a segment because I didn't dedicate a chunk of time. I dedicate time to talk literally nothing but Bailey. What are you talking about, Chris? This is just a conspiracy to keep the man down. That's it. You're just trying to keep me down. I don't understand. Listen, I understand. We better the penitentiary. We better get mad awards. That's all I'm saying. Look at him. Look at Aquaman. On his phone, on the handy dandy phone. He got a new phone. Handy dandy phone. and he calls, and it's a pre-recorded message that the number is not in service anymore. He says, call the wise man. In which, why was the wise man not, why was he not being called in the first place? Which was one of my biggest questions, right?
In fact, you should have been one of the first persons to go.
Why did you look like Hunter?
Exactly.
Eating cake, anime.
We almost done.
Wait, Solo. Oh, Solo did break his phone. Damn, y'all motherfuckers are good. Y'all are fucking good. Now I gotta go back and oh my gosh. Hold on, let me see if I can find. Oh man, I didn't even know that. I gotta see if I can find that really quick. This is probably on Twitter real quick. Let me see. I did not know that.
What?
Was that when he didn't acknowledge him as the tribal chief?
Basically.
Oh, that's when he first. Oh, that's right. This is, y'all are good, man. Y'all are good. I thought I was good, but y'all are good, man. This is, yeah. He did it then.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And he stepped on it, right?
Facts.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Oh, wow. You
This is right after May. Y'all are good, man. Y'all are good. I wasn't even thinking about that. So Roman, I guess Roman didn't see this because he's on sabbatical, so he don't even know. So who's going to tell him that the wise man phone broken? How can you get in contact with your wise man? That is crazy. That's crazy, man.
I mean, and the acting was really good because he just straight up dropped the phone like he was scared shitless. You've never seen Roman Reigns. You've never seen Roman Reigns like that. Like he was like
absolutely right.
You know what I mean? I think that Roman Reigns was showing his range as an actor here. You know what I mean? Like he's probably gonna be put in some roles just because of that. Just because of that acting right there with him dropping him look how scared he looks and like how
I wish I could play the audio, but I don't want to get his cap.
Yeah.
Just alone as the voice is there, and then you hear the beep, 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 beep. He drops the jaw, and he's like, hey, that boy, like he thinking about a hard 16 bars he about to write.
Facts. And then look, and it's perfect because it ends with the credits.
Fucking
just
cinema.
like no, yeah, exactly. It ends with the credits just like the end of a Netflix show. You know what I mean? Where you just want to see the next episode, like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next? You know what I mean?
All right. So overall, really good night of SmackDown, but I think we usually always have the luxury of reviewing the A show. It just so happens that we happen to be the A show as well. Sorry, y'all. It's just it is what it is.
You on the Maury show? That's funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have something for everybody. Mondays, you can catch the Mike Knox show at 6 p.m. And then right after Monday Night Raw, catch the Rated R review with Freckle Sensei, Venomous Vincent, and executive consultant. The NXT Tuesday with Bad Guy Jack and Sabrina Estella. Wednesday is going to be Cactus Katie, Dan the Man, and Sheriff and Mad Dog with the news. Not a segment. Then Thursdays, you can catch Top 5 Drafts hosted by your boy. And then you come back and catch the SmackDown Penitentiary on Saturday. Now, for those of you not in the know what's going on right now, of where we're going, we have a little thing going that's happening soon. The awards for UPR. Now, as y'all heard earlier, They told me my Bailey talk is not a segment. They told me my Bailey talk is not a segment. I disagree. So now I'm going to have to, go another route. But nonetheless, Penitentiary, best show, best duo. We got the best host. That's 4 awards right there.
That's right.
That's 4 awards right there.
That's right.
Best host, funniest host, best duo, best show. We have had a breakout year. The Penitentiary has had a breakout year since we took over in January. I've worked my ass off. And so y'all, we need y'all. I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff for UPR and nobody knows about it, but I do a lot of stuff and I'm just campaigning. I've been campaigning this since January, since we started the show. I've been telling y'all we had the best show. We started rising. And now you see, George, I humbly and actually it's not a humble brag. I think that we are better than NXT. You don't believe me? You can check our numbers, our weekly numbers on our YouTube. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, yeah. We see, George, thank you. That is absolutely a segment. I stopped the show to appreciate Bailey. I'm stopping the show to appreciate somebody. Thank you. When the votes open up, just click other and still put Bailey in it. Click other, still put Bailey. Vote for Zeta Solid, the Mark Vick, best host, best duo, best show, funniest host, anything that you can vote us on, you vote us on. You get us on. You get us on. That's all I'm saying. Well, you can go watch NXT. I'm sure you won't have a great time, but thank you for watching, Chris. Anyway, any last words before we get up out of here?
Nah, man. All good. SmackDown was fun. 684 wins for Bailey. Congratulations.
Yeah, boy. The top 5 that Freckle took my picks, I still won. I mean, my top 5 still had all the yammies. You know what? That is, I wish I had that commercial. I would have played it to end the show. But that is our time for the SmackDown Penitentiary. I want to thank everybody for your comments, your likes, your shares. You guys are the bloodline of the Penitentiary. Without you guys tuning in every single week and participating in the chat, we would not be able to do this. And I would not feel so strongly about us having the best show. And we try to produce the best for you guys, the best conversations, the best talk, the best debates, everything. It took us a little bit to get here. Not a lot of it. It took us a little bit. It took us a month to get this thing rolling when we got presented with doing it in January. And we are still, and we want to end 2024 strong and go into 2025 on top. So, you guys want to get up out of here. Live hard, love harder, laugh often, drink, be merry, and as always, reach for the sky, boy. Rest in peace to Jay Briscoe always. Peace out, y'all.